Hello Weirdos, I'm Darren Marlar. Welcome to your Daily Undead from the Church of the Undead, where I bring you into what I'm doing with my own daily Bible studies, or perhaps bring you a short message of hope and encouragement during the week outside of my normal Sunday episodes, and outside of my much darker Weird Darkness podcast. Yes, it's possible to be weird, dark, and love Christ at the same time. Today, I'm bringing you a devotion written by Pastor Greg Laurie at crosswalk.com. It's entitled Coming Clean, and I will place a link to the article in the show notes. Psalm 32 verse 5 says, "Finally, I confessed all my sins to you and stopped trying to hide my guilt. I said to myself, I will confess my rebellion to the Lord, and you forgave me. All my guilt is gone." Years ago, a talk show segment featured the story of a little dog named Muggsy who had been hit by a car and was presumed dead by his owners. The grieving family buried him in a corner of their yard, but the next morning at 5:30 there was a scratching at their back door. Much to the family's surprise, it was their beloved Muggsy. Apparently he was not dead after all. The persistent pup dug himself out of his grave. This is what unconfessed sin is like. We might think that we've buried it, but it'll be back. There's only one way to get rid of our sin, and it's at the cross of Jesus Christ. We can't cover it, we can't hide it, and we can't run from it. It will stay with us until we confess it. After his sin of adultery and murder, David eventually admitted to God that he had sinned. Later he wrote about it in Psalm 32, "When I refused to confess my sin, my body wasted away and I groaned all day long." Psalm 32 verse 3. David continued, saying, "Finally I confessed all my sins to you and stopped trying to hide my guilt. I said to myself, I will confess my rebellion to the Lord, and you forgave me. All my guilt is gone." Verse 5. He didn't try to blame someone else for his sin. He didn't try to hide his sin at this point. Rather, David called it what it was, and he dealt with it in a straightforward way. We always want to blame others for our sin and say that it's not our fault. Do you need to own up to something that you've done? Or are you playing the blame game? There must come a point in your life when you say, "I've sinned, I've committed this iniquity. The problem is me." And that is when things will change for you. If you enjoyed today's message, or if you like the Church of the Undead in general, please tell others about it who you think might also want to join in. You can find links to the podcast, YouTube channel, Facebook page, and more at WeirdDarkness.com/church. That's WeirdDarkness.com/church. Thanks for joining me, Weirdos. Until next time, Jesus loves you, and so do I. God bless.